like Tobey Maguire has become like nerd culture's JFK Jr. We're all just sitting around staring at a computer. He's coming back! He's coming back! I swear it!
Oh, if you don't mind, then I really don't care. There's a symbiote growing in my silly old hair. Oh yeah, look like Tobey Maguire. Only desire to keep my homies inspired. Friendly neighborhood who? Friendly neighborhood who? Yeah.
Put some respect on Seabiscuit. Damn.
So Green Goblin stumbles to Aunt May.
But he's like good at the moment. He's in his normal Norman
right,
Osborn.
exactly.
Can we just say like Norman Osborn when he's like not crazy? He's such a warm-hearted, cool dude.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hang out. I want to hang out and do science with that guy.
Yeah, definitely. So he finds out Norman Osborn with Aunt
So he kind
May.
of So he kind of puts this like inherent trust in him because Aunt May kind of trusts him.
Yeah.
And he's like not locking the worst villain up and letting the worst villain just walk around next to him and shit.
He's kind of
the central conflict in this movie is facts and feelings, science and faith, magic and faith. Because Doctor Strange has made the point very clearly that these villains all died on impact in meeting with Spider-Man.
And he said it was the most, and that's like the most important thing for them to do is meet their fate.
Right.
Exactly. It's part of destiny. It's how the timeline works because it kind of subtly deals with the timeline issues. If you mess with the timeline, you mess with time itself and circumstances. And so he makes it clear that they have to go back. And Peter Parker and Aunt May go on this moralizing mission where they're like, oh, no, they're good people. We've got to save them.
Fuck morals.
And so Peter Parker, being a dumb asshole, steals the ancient technology, the ancient rune script from Doctor Strange and tries to get away and then beats him with math.
Geometry.
Beats him with
Geometry.
with geometry.
Yeah.
And so traps him hanging over the Grand Canyon and goes about executing his plan, which is somewhat effective. So you basically got all these villains, and then you took them over to Happy Hogan's condo, where they all hang out and have a little sitcom situation. And then all shit breaks loose from there. All hell breaks loose. The Green Goblin betrays them. And they get into that fight in the condo.
God, that fucking fight. Green Goblin. Dude, Willem Dafoe is a fucking god.
For real.
He doesn't ask, he takes, bro.
Exactly.
He fucking
That
takes.
fight
I love
was
when
crazy.
I love the psych out when you think the fight's over.
Right.
And he starts crawling away, the lizard. Like, oh, there will be consequences. Throws him back in, and then the Green Goblin's like, nope, I'm not done with you. Whoosh, and then he goes and kills Aunt May, dude. That shit was cold, and just laughing as he's getting his teeth punched in.
And then adding
and when he's holding him, like he's in that like mocking tone, he's like, like I've never heard him talk so like crazy and mocking.
And then adding to that, you had J. Jonah Jameson like right outside of it, watching the whole thing, and now he's like, "Oh shit, I got Spider-Man at his absolute lowest point." You know how?
And he's screaming for help, and he has to leave his dead mother figure as they shoot at him, bro.
J. Jonah Jameson was literally nutting hard in his pants when he saw.
Yeah, as soon as Dr. Octopus came out and new Spider-Man was there.
And then with the fight with Green Goblin, he was nutting in his pants so hard.
So let's talk about that moment real quick. Let's talk about the Aunt May moment. This entire time we've been watching this Homecoming trilogy. It was like, there's no Uncle Ben. We don't have an origin story. We thought that was the end
Aunt May is just a pair of legs that just walks in and doesn't really have any character development.
But
and then she is fine as fuck. She's fine,
we know.
But she doesn't.
We all know. That's the
But that's the
only
thing, and
thing
that's
we
what
know.
they made it clear. They made it clear that we know that she's hot and she's dating Happy Hogan, and that was really the only character development she had.
And then until they shoved it in.
She became his moral backbone for like 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Which a little bit that moment is strange because the fact that I don't know her diminishes the impact of the moment, but because I know the moment, all of a sudden it has the impact it's looking for.
She like
almost canceled itself out.
Yeah, exactly, because it was like
It was unearned.
She did the one moment justice that they needed her for, but it doesn't like. I can't forgive all of like the shallow development up until this point. It's like, and they really hammered it in the beginning, like. oh, it's just a fling with Happy.
Yeah,
Like
right,
I'm
that
like
was funny,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh come on, let him down easy.
Yeah,
Like
right,
he loves you and your
But
family and Peter and
hey,
shit. Let him down.
To be
Let him
fair,
down.
again,
Let him
That
down,
was
but
a
let him
single
down
mother.
easily. Come on. It was
I agree with that too. Is
like,
obviously
break up with him, sure. Be defensive, but don't like.
No,
it
don't
was very,
just-
the way she did it was very.
Yeah,
like,
she was just like, man, it's fucking nothing.
It's
and
just
all
a
that.
fling. Like, oh come on.
I mean, to be fair, he seems like he has boundary issues. You know, the implication was that he likes to show up and take things more seriously than they need to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
She is a
Yeah.
single
But see-
mom.
see, but that-
she
that's a-
lost her husband.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's
I
the thing.
think-
That
I
was
think- was there an Uncle Ben?
I don't know. No.
Oh, they did mention. There was one mention of it.
Okay,
in the
but
first
yeah.
one.
What?
Really?
What?
Didn't he have a conversation about his uncle? Wasn't he like mentioned, but they don't talk about him dying?
I don't know.
No,
I don't
I
know.
don't think
I
so.
didn't remember all that.
I don't think they mentioned him at all.
Yeah.
Right, but I
Okay,
yeah.
so
But I wanted to say too, yeah, like I agree, like definitely should have let him down a little easier. But then again, that's also just a little miscommunication issue.
Yeah, everyone
that's
says
also
shit that
just
they
like
can
that's
get
our
back
that's
on
our
and
that's
be
our
like,
men
"Ah, I
that's
should've
our
said
men
this or
hearts
that."
going. I like to be let down gently.
Gently,
Like
right?
none of us like to. We don't like to be broken up with like that.
Right,
We have been.
right.
And it sucks.
It
So when you look at
sucks.
Happy Hogan, like, damn, dude, just
Mhm.
do better next time.
Right.
Huh? Do better next time.
Right.
And
Hey.
now he has this death
Yeah.
that he can use to. He'll probably bring it up on his dating profile because he
Right.
seems like he's like that kind of guy.
Yeah,
Huh.
but then
I
again,
had,
so
I had
so-
this really intense relationship with this person, and it lasted for years. And then she just died tragically.
Hey, hey, if I was Happy Hogan, would have been like, hey, well, at least I hit it and it was cool. So yeah, I'm good. I have a good life and all that stuff. But yeah, her character development was definitely like not up to par. But yeah, and her being the moral support in the new movie was cool, and just how she pretty much had his back throughout was cool. But yeah, but then again. I could care less because she fine as fuck too, and I would hit that as well.
Like it was a green sled. Green Goblin hit that.
I got that.
Knocked her. You got knocked the out.
Right.
And that's what happened. She got knocked the fuck out. And
Do you think
she's
what
laying there? I thought she was just dead.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
honestly thought
Actually-
she was just dead. And then she wakes up and then she's walking around. You think she's fine.
Yeah.
And then she gives in the speech, dies.
Do you-
all that happens.
Do you think it would have been more impactful if she knew she was dead?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when she says like we did the right
yes.
thing,
Yes. Yes.
we did the right thing. You know what I mean? Do you think it would have been more impactful? Do you think it would have been more impactful though, like if she was aware she was dead and she still felt we did the right thing? I mean, she
Yes.
might have still
Yeah.
felt that way, but she clearly didn't know she was dead
Dead,
yet, so
yeah.
we can't
That's
say.
because I didn't get that feeling because she got up and she was walking and she was like, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. Like I thought you
Just gotta take my breath.
yeah. Right.
She was in
so-
denial about dying.
Yeah, probably that. But because
Yeah.
I think because she didn't want to give Peter that notion because she knows that he'll get super emotional about it. But but then again, that leads into the biggest lesson that Tom Holland's Peter needed to know, and that is loss and sacrifice. If you really want to know how it feels to be Spider-Man, you got to take that loss. You got to take that sacrifice. And
This was the real Uncle Ben moment for him.
yeah, that was
Exactly,
actually the real Uncle Ben moment for him. So I think that was I feel like that's one of the biggest moments in the film because he needed to learn that lesson because
it did the same thing that it did to. Because do you know what the first two Spider-Man had when they had that Uncle Ben moment that he never had?
right.
That moment where he actually wanted revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Because he never had that. He was up until that point he was just a happy little bunny.
Yep, exactly.
But the Green Goblin took the most,
All that.
and he was so evil that
Mhm.
he couldn't do the right.
Yeah.
He could have just tried to cure him, but he's like, no, I'm gonna kill you. And
Yeah,
he picked
right.
up. When he picked up the
Yeah.
glider, it was
No,
so
we
cool,
gonna
bro.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. But yeah, but no, that's the biggest lesson that Tom Holland's Peter needed to know, and that is loss and sacrifice out here, yo.
And that's the thing about these movies is that they don't. At the end of the day, I'm like, he's a selfish asshole. He doesn't do things for other people, and I don't like. It feels like the script is written specifically for that. Like,
yeah.
But the fact is that the script is as selfish as Peter, which is interesting to me because I'm not supposed to care anymore about these people. You see these people as Peter sees them,
right?
As merely tools for him to keep moving forward,
right.
As people he has to keep in his life.
Right.
He has to make decisions about.
That's the difference between like and the Tobey movies.
Yeah,
people were real. There was a real world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But speaking of Tobey movies, what happens next? Before we can even react to this, we're sitting alone in a house with Zendaya, with MJ and Ned, and they're all just like, I wish we could see him. I wish we could see Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, I'm going to let you announce this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to let you gloat, Reno.
Oh, yeah. And then, they stare down the alleyway. They're like, it has to be him. They see his... And fucking here comes Andrew in all his beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
That's
shit,
such a
dude.
He's, oh my God. Andrew Garfield is so fine. He is so fine. Yeah, he is so fine. And actually, now I'm gonna bring it into right now.
Do it.
I want to personally apologize to Andrew Garfield. I used to talk shit about him.
Same.
For his
Yeah,
movies.
I have to apologize as well.
It's not because the script.
Spider-Man. I just had a bad script.
No, yeah, it's not even really that too. I just thought he was like the more the fuck boy Peter Parker type of thing. But yeah, after seeing this movie, I take it all back.
He was the best.
I love Andrew Garfield in this movie.
Yeah,
and
I almost liked his more than Tobey, which is hard to say.
I loved Andrew Garfield in this movie. He totally really proved
he was just so warm. His energy, you just wanted to run.
You
just wanted to run up and give him a hug,
give him a real big hug.
And that's all he wanted to do with this Spider-Man.
You just wanted to give him a real big hug and just be like, you know what? We totally misunderstood you, dude. You're amazing. And Andrew Garfield is just fucking hot, bro.
Can you say it? You're amazing. Remember, Tobey?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you are amazing. Seriously, Andrew Garfield.
Nobody in that cast is a better actor than Andrew Garfield. Except for like the old guard, like Alfred Molina and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
No one in that cast is a better actor or appreciates where they are or loves being alive or loves doing what they do more than Andrew Garfield.
Exactly.
There's not a single human alive who has more fun with their life
Absolutely.
than
Andrew Garfield is just so fun in the new movie. And
I was so shocked to see him when he was cast as Spider-Man. I was shocked because I was a fan of his from The Social Network, from Away We Go.
Yeah.
And I did not like those movies, but I liked him in them.
Right, yeah. I liked him in those movies too. Yeah, it's just that when it came to the Amazing Spider-Man, like those are fun movies, but I was so used to at that time I was young and I was so used to Tobey that I didn't think about it.
And they didn't try to do their own thing. They really tried to kind of the first movie was such a regurgitation of Tobey's
which you can hear more about on our podcast episode about our rewatch of The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yes.
Look for it on Spotify. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, we sat down and rewatched these things, and they're actually not bad. It's just that they're the same movie.
Exactly,
they're
pretty
literally, the first one, there is 60 minutes that go by with no Spider-Man stuff.
Yes.
60 minutes filled with convoluted, like post-born identity.
Just regurgitation.
Everything has to be connected.
Yeah, you gotta wait. You gotta make you wait.
They added was his parents' mystery.
And then the second one was too much stuff, none of which made any sense. Like it's somehow it's because the weird thing about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and this one is that they both have the same amount of stuff in them. In fact, this one has more stuff in it.
Right.
But the way that it's executed is less incompetent. Right. There's actually a script to hold it together because they don't waste a bunch of time with. It's funny how they wasted so much time in Amazing Spider-Man 2 trying to figure out his origins.
Yes.
And they spent no time on this one.
Oh my God.
Dealing with his origins, so we could just get to the good stuff.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I totally agree on that. Yeah. But now watching Andrew Garfield in this movie just kind of just brought me some like newfound appreciation for the Amazing Spider-Man.
He pulled off his mask.
Yeah. I know. Right. He can fight without his mask all day. I would love it. Yeah. But it gave me some newfound appreciation.
He is an angel in America.
Right. He gave me some newfound newfound appreciation for the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and to the point where like those movies were just meant to entertain people, and if you watch them, you are definitely entertained, but you just have to wait so long to get there, and it's like, but yeah, Andrew Garfield.
Another thing is like. Literally, Andrew Garfield, no one's been happier to play a superhero than
Exactly.
Andrew
He
Garfield.
was
And he showed up at Comic-Con to announce it, like waiting in the audience.
Yes, exactly.
So he could take off his mask and thank everybody
Exactly.
for being
And plus
Tobey didn't do that.
Yeah, and plus he was always joking around. He was like he saw all the memes and all that stuff. And
It's funny that he got fired for not showing up and faking sick or whatever.
yeah,
but
fire for not showing up.
Because you know what's beautiful about that is that there's something so respectful about that kind of artistic integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I refuse to be manipulated by a machine that won't allow me to be in a movie that's like being a good movie that allows me to express myself honorably.
Absolutely.
And so he just fucked off and told them to do the same, implying it by not showing up, only to be rehired, only to be the. We've talked about him for like, 5 minutes now, and we're going to talk about Tobey. Which was supposed to be the big deal. But the thing that I took away from this movie is simply
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield.
it wasn't. I mean, yes, but also like getting to see Andrew interact with Tobey was the special thing.
That was also
and
very
getting
beautiful.
them. They're just like mutual respect of
Very,
whatever.
yeah.
Like Andrew getting to be like the geek fanboy of both of the two of them.
Right,
So,
exactly.
And yeah, sorry.
Let's just put some respect on Tobey's name.
Yeah.
So Andrew shows up,
Yes.
and then next they go. I like how MJ makes a side joke. We gotta find the real one. Ouch.
Wow, right. The fuck?
Right.
Bitch.
Then they open up the portal, and then who walks in? Tobey. He does his little nerdy hand thing.
Yeah.
Hey.
All nonchalant, super soft,
Yeah.
super
Like, what's
soft spoken.
up?
And he goes, "Oh, it closed
It
behind me."
closed,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then, hey,
Like he's never seen magic before.
He never seen magic before, but he's like, I've been looking for your Peter Parker for a long time. A long time.
Not a long, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No, Tobey, obviously, he wins Comeback of the Year award easily. It was, like I said,
Doesn't miss a beat. Doesn't miss a beat
at all. I was just telling him right when we first got here, like when I saw him finally pop up on screen, it's like, yeah, obviously we all kind of knew, we was all expecting it and all that stuff, but still, it just brought me some.
Especially right after Aunt May died, and it was like you felt like the lowest low that you could ever imagine for Peter Parker. You were there, right there with him, and then all of a sudden you get the highest high.
To see Andrew, see Tobey.
That's a roller coaster going.
Right.
You're going one way, and then all of a sudden you're going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't make a lot of noise in the theater, but when I saw Tobey finally come up on screen, I just literally just did this like in my chair, just like it was just a sigh of relief. I'm like, the rumors are true. Like it just happened. He's here. He's back, and he looks great. Has not changed a bit. Still looks the same. Even after almost 15 years since
he looks
Spider-Man
matured,
3.
but not
Mature,
like
right? Yeah,
decayed.
Mature, exactly. It's all good.
So he looks like he's seen some spiders.
He's seen some shit. He's seen some shit, but also.
And I want to know
what
he's seen. I want a Spider-Man 4.
Exactly.
And a TASM 3.
Yes, exactly.
Want it all.
So the guys show up, and then they take MJ and Ned take them to go meet Peter Parker now, who's mourning the death of his Aunt May, and then they have this beautiful moment where they do share what they've been up to.
That's where Tobey really shines.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the moment that Tobey really shines, just like tearing up, just like hearing him going through that same the hardest part of his life.
Right,
you know,
was talking about Uncle Ben and all that stuff too, and then kind of makes you get a little emotional. I'm like, man, it's been almost 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
20 years since you lost Uncle Ben. Come on, when you saw
Tobey's looking down at him, and you can see a little bit of his neck fat. I'm sure he was really self-conscious about that. But you had to be looking up at him though.
Yeah, and all that stuff. But
there's no other way than seeing a little neck fat.
But like,
otherwise you would have negotiated out of it.
We're all gonna get that neck fat, dude.
I'm sure they trimmed it up a little bit. You know, like shot him up with some Botox and a little bit of CGI. You know, just a little bit. Natural amount of aged neck fat.
It's all good. But but just seeing him, talk about that.
Get choked up about like the hardest part of his life, and seeing like another one of himself go through the hardest thing and lose. He knows Aunt May, you know, like Aunt May was just killed by the Green Goblin, he knows exactly what that's like. And Tom Holland's about to like put him back in his universe, and they're like, "Wait, man, we got some shit to share with you."
And then Andrew Garfield, he tells about his thing with Mary Jane and all that stuff, and like even when he's crying too, like you could feel like some realism up in it, because like he got like that certain face when he cry, he just like
Tobey?
No, Andrew. Yeah, he got that certain face about him. Like when he cries, like you kind of feel him on that too. But yeah, but then that goes back to what.
Great,
right, but that goes back to what I just said. Like is Tom's Peter had to learn that lesson about loss, and because he never experienced that, he kind of had it easy throughout this whole thing. While Tobey had to go through everything, even not only with losing Uncle Ben too. He lost his best friend. Yeah. That's what he said to Andrew too. It's like, my best friend died in my arms, and like we all knew what he was talking about with that too. Added to the fact that his girl pretty much did him.
So